what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the full review of Little Monsters #1, this new book by Image Comics, written by Jeff Lemire and illustrated by Dustin Nguyen, which they've been a team before. I believe they did Ascender and Descender, which I'm told it's really good and I need to read it, and eventually I'll get to it. But I mean, that's a pretty good statement so far to what the creative team is on this book. So, just a quick overview. This is a book about vampire children who have been alive for over 100 years. They're waiting for someone to come back who hasn't come back. And one of the kids, he's starting to get a little antsy. I don't know what I'm saying. But basically, he wants to leave. He wants to go explore the world. So it kind of tells us that he is, or they've been just in this city, this abandoned city, for over 100 years. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, we're gonna jump into page by page what's going on. Starting off with the cover. It's a pretty good cover. Again, Dustin Nguyen's art is immediately recognizable. He shows the kid with the blood red mouth in the front, just to let you know that they are vampires, if you were wondering. But I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It's a good concept. Me personally, I don't care too much about vampires, but I was told maybe I should jump on this, and it got my curiosity, so I checked it out. But this book opens up with black and white colors, and I thought that was great, especially the whole concept of being vampires. Black and white colors with the red moon. It looked awesome, and it slowly introduces each child. So the first kid that we see is Romie. You can say Romy. Uh, I'm gonna say Romy because one of the other kids' names is Ronnie, and Rami and Ronnie is just gonna get confusing. So Romy, just to kind of break it apart, right? It's just this kid Romy. He's looking around this abandoned city again. He's just picking up what it looks like. It's just that he's interested in sharpies, markers, crayons, any kind of writing utensil is what he's picking up. Then we see Yui. This could be pronounced differently. If it's not pronounced Yui, please let me know. It could be pronounced you. I'm not sure why UI. But she's like sitting in a study. She looks outside and she sees another kid, Lucas. He's playing his guitar. And it looks like he's just figuring out songs. Like he's been writing songs over these hundreds of years. She goes and talks to him. And, she's like, do you ever think that you wrote the same song twice? And he's like, huh, never thought about it. I thought that was pretty funny little thing because, I mean, after 100 years of not aging, nothing's changing. Things probably would get very repetitive. So it's good on Lucas for not noticing and not really caring, because honestly, that would drive you crazy. If you just keep like she even says that I've tried to keep up with like the number of books that I read and things like that, but eventually it just becomes numbers. And then immediately we are introduced to Ronnie and Raymond, who are the twins, and they're on top of a building. They're daring each other to jump off. Apparently, they've done this before, and it's not clear who jumped. They were supposed to jump at the same time, but only one of them goes. I'm gonna assume it's Ronnie that jumped. Ronnie just seems like a dumber twin, so he jumped off, broke his leg. And he's like, man, it's gonna take forever to heal. So they've done this before, right? They're bored again. 100 years, abandoned city. Uh, then we get introduced to Billy, and he looks immediately. He seems he's already like upset, right? And then we see like this flag, and we know that they're playing capture the flag. So Billy is playing against Bats and Vicky. Um, Bats and Vicky, they're having a great time. Billy plays the game, loses, and immediately he's just like, "Can we do something else? I'm tired of this." And just starts to walk away, all moody, just because like one, he lost, and two, he's getting bored. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He is the one that wants to discover the world. He is tired of waiting for. I'm just gonna say, I think it's Dracula that they're waiting for, this elder vampire that they know, but they haven't seen him in over 100 years. But he's just tired, and he's in a bad mood, and he's taking it out on everyone else. Then we go back to Romy, and he finds a marker. He finds this octopus little stuffed animal thing. And, he picks both of them up, and he hasn't had any lyrics. He hasn't had any lines at all. And I say he, but later on in this book, they do refer to Romy as missing and stuff. But when they talk about him, they say they are missing. When's the last time they showed up? I'm gonna go get them. There's nobody with Romy, as far as I know. So I think this is kind of like a way of just showing that he doesn't identify as either gender, male or female. And I thought that was pretty great because they don't focus on it. They just say it's just me happening to catch it, but and it could be just me making it up. But if it isn't me making it up, and they are referring him to with or to them with the they them pronouns, I think that's pretty progressive, and I like it. I thought it was cool to see on this. But we go back to Vicky and or not Vicky, I'm sorry, Yui, and Lucas. They're just talking on this bridge about music. This is what I was talking about before. Sorry, I jumped ahead. They're just talking about how long it's been and how things kind of just get jumbled up in over time, right? So this is where it starts to get kind of like reversed because they are vampires. So they apparently it's the same trope of they can't be in the sun. So they're like, oh man, sun's coming up, we better go to bed, right? That was kind of funny to hear. But they got dinner. They got like a couple of rats that they found. Um, Everyone's starting to get together, and that's when they notice that Romy's not there. So they're gonna go find them. It's still a little tough for me to try to capture that with Romy, but yeah, they go looking for them, and as Billy goes to look for him, he's the one that goes to look for them. As Billy is searching for Romy, he sees another human being, and again, they've been alive for hundreds of years. This city looks abandoned. It's an assumption of us to say that there aren't any human beings alive. So he looks surprised. Billy looks surprised to see this human. I was surprised to see it because it's like I would assume that this is like a post-apocalyptic world where there are no more humans alive. Who knows what? That's what I was thinking. But again, we see this human. He's stuck under a boulder. He's bleeding out, and then you see Billy, and all you see is his fangs come out, and he's just staring at this human. So it was like maybe he's happy to get some real food. Maybe he's never seen another human in his life. Maybe the the bloodlust is taking over. We don't know, but that's it. That's the end of the book. It shows the cover for the next issue, which I have here, and yeah, that's the book. So I think it's a very solid intro. It kind of again it introduces every single character so far that we're gonna know, or at least the main characters. It kind of really shows the landscapes. The art by Dustin Nguyen. For me, it's always hit or miss with Dustin Nguyen, and here it hit. It was perfect. It hit the mood of the book. They're all vampires, very dreary. It does show colors with Romy when they draw on the wall and stuff. So they look like they are very artistic. Who knows? But all in all, if I had to rate this book from 1 to 10, I would give it. Actually, I don't like to rate from 1 to 10 because there's too many like little variables in there. I like to do 1 to 5, and so for me, this is a 3 out of 5. Just in the middle there. It's not this great book, and nothing crazy happened. That at least one thing happened that was like, oh man, I really am looking forward to the next book. But it wasn't a bad book either. Nothing horrible happened. Nothing dumb happened. It was just a solid intro. 3 out of 5, and I am interested to go to the next book to see what happens to this human, see what Billy does to him. But again, nothing crazy, right? But it is a good first issue. I believe it's a limited series, but don't hold me to that. I will have a review for the next one, and I'll update that. But other than that, if you already read the book, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you liked it or if you didn't like it, or what you did like about it if you did. And if you didn't like it, why not? Because I mean, I tend to agree with both sides right now for if I like it or not. Because again, it's a 3 out of 5. It's in the middle. It's not. I don't know. It's not a game changing comic yet, but I can see it. I see the potential. So yeah, drop a comment, and of course, make sure you like, subscribe, do all those perfect little things, and the most important thing is just share it with your friends. So yeah, thanks for watching and thanks for listening.